Hello, this is Ujjwal and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we will be creating this fun little art journal page, and I shared how to make this junk journal in my previous video, and I will be working in this one today. So you can check out the video for how to make this very easy no-sew journal, and I will leave the link in my description box for the same. So to start with, I'm going with the white gesso here, a layer of white gesso, because the paper that I'm working on was a part of packaging. It has a bit of lamination on it, and the colors won't stick well together on it if I don't give a coat of gesso. So I'm going to prime it with gesso and then start working with the other layers. So once the gesso is on and it's dried a little bit, I'm going with this other gesso in silver. This is from TCW, the Crafters Workshop, and it has a very nice silvery grayish feel, and I'm just kind of using my hands and the product from the packaging itself directly onto this journal page. And I love working in my journals using my hands and fingers because it's kind of therapeutic, and I really love the texture it can create, the very raw and beautiful texture. So once the second layer of gesso, the silver gesso, is drying, we are going to create our main element. So I'm working with the theme dance today. It's from the challenge called Mixed Media Academy, and I will again leave a link to the challenge as well in the video description below in case you wish to participate. So I'm just freehand drawing a dancing girl from the famous flamenco dance form, and I took reference from Google, of course, for this. So a very rough sketch, nothing fancy, and then I'm going in with my acrylic paint. So here I started with the pearl white, and then actually realized that the pearl had that little shine to it, the actual pearl white. So I switched to white gesso because I did not like the shiny texture of the paint on this. So I switched to white gesso and used it as an acrylic paint there. And then I went with scarlet red for the dress. So I absolutely love this transform because the energy is just out of this world in this dance, and even if you are a non-dancer like me, you can't resist, tapping your feet to it. So I absolutely adore this dance form. And then I'm going in here with some black for her dress. Red and black is I think the traditional dress that the dancers usually wear in this form. So just going in with a black and adding some layers to her dress. And I am actually using an old book here. This is the book that I use for most of my art journal pages, and it's almost about to be over, and I'll be really sad when it is because it has served me really, really well. I just love the texture it creates. So yeah, you can use any old book journal page, or you can use even use newspaper and draw it on that, and you will get this light texture, the text texture underneath, which looks really cool. So I'm working on the details. I added some shadows with the gray, and then I made the shoes, tap shoes, and yeah, just work on the details till you're happy with it. So once you're really happy with the design, the size is perfect, I'm going to just cut it out roughly with my scissors. Again, no need for being perfect here because we are going to stick this on our journal page and then work on the other details, which will hide all the cutting and all the rough edges. So just roughly I'm cutting it out here. So next I wanted to do some stenciling, and I wanted to lay my page absolutely flat. So I am going to take it out of the journal and then work on it, and later we will put it back inside. So that is also one advantage of using this journal. It is very flexible. Now I have a few stencils from Dress My Craft, and these are some of my favorite. So we will see which one we'll use. I just picked out a few, and now we are going to do some reverse stenciling. So, or I don't know what should I call it, it's reverse or not, but I'm just taking some black acrylic paint, and I have a baby wipe, and I'll apply the paint first and then wipe it off over the stencil so that it creates this really nice look underneath. And what it'll do, it'll show that gray and white from under the black, and that looks pretty cool too. So I'm going to do the same thing for other parts of the page as well. So I'm just using the black paint and then using different parts of the stencil to create some texture on the page. Next, I'm using this other stencil. This is again from Dress My Craft, and I will link down to all the stencils in the description box below. And again, I'm using this with an old credit card and some white gesso. You could use a texture paste as well, but I just decided to go for gesso to create a very light texture. And this is a bright white, so it really pops up against the gray and black background. And now we are going to let it dry. So once that is dry, or even when it is drying, I'm going to go ahead and do some stamping. So I have some tiny stamps. This is from Mudra and a couple from Prima. And I'm using some black ink and just stamping randomly here and there all across the page. So I love using script stamps when I'm working on art journals because they add that really nice visual texture. And I also have this tiny little leaf stamp from Prima, and again it looks really nice, randomly stamped here and there. So I'm going to continue stamping and just randomly I'll add it to the page. And now once everything is dry, I'm going in with some black paint and we are going to add some fun splatters because splatters make everything wonderful. So we are going to go ahead and add tons and tons of splatter all over the page, and this will also help bring together all the different elements that we've added and just pull the page together. So once the splatters are dry, I'm using a gel medium to quickly add the painted lady onto the page. And again, you can use a glue stick or any other glue as well. I just like using gel medium because then I can cover the put it over it as well and just secure it and make sure that nothing will go out or run out of the image, the painted image. And I'm going in with the scarlet red and just kind of working on the edges to bring together the page, the rough edges that we had cut through. I just want to make it all more comprehensive. So I'm just adding more details to her skirt and make it look like it was painted rather than stuck on the journal. One another important element of flamenco dance is flowers in the hair. So I just added a little blob of red in her hair to represent the flowers which the dancers usually wear when they are performing this dance form. So yeah, and next or last but not the least, I'm adding some details with my charcoal pencil. This is from Generals. It's a soft charcoal pencil in black, and I will just again work around her dress so that it looks as a part of the page. And I also scribbled around some words related to dance, like rhythm and dance and move, all over the page with the same charcoal pencil as well. And that looks very artsy, and again it brings everything together and looks lovely. I also added some red splatters just near her dress form so that again it looks like a part of this and just more gives it a more artsy feel. And that's it. That was the journal page. It was easy, it was fun, and I absolutely loved that color combination. And now I've put it back in my junk journal, and this is the first page of my junk journal. So let me know if you enjoyed this tutorial and learned something new maybe. And if you do give any of these techniques a try, don't forget to share with me, and I would love to come and see them. You can find all my contact details in the description box below. And yeah, have fun creating. Bye bye.